If you want to get a smile out of your partner, tell them this line. You know what I love about you? What? Everything. I learned it from my husband. In fact, I learned so much from him all the time. I'm not the same person I was before we met. That's what's so amazing about relationships. They force you to change, to grow. Relationships challenge us to get along with someone else, someone who may be so very different from us, who has a different perspective on life, different habits, different tendencies. We need to learn how to make decisions with this person. We need to run our life together. These differences between us can either ruin our relationship and bog us down, or they can help us completely transform ourselves and become much better people. Our romantic relationship is at the center of all our other connections. It's where we can practice and own our social skills. And the truth is, there is nothing more important to learn in our time. Research shows that relationships are the primary factor shaping our happiness and well-being. Our social skills are a great predictor of our career success. And we can already see from the state of the world that the jobs that are likely to be in high demand in the near future are the ones that will require empathy, real human connection, and heartfelt communication. Exactly what is currently missing from people's lives. For so many reasons, relationships are so important, especially now. And yet, we see a trend where more and more people are choosing to stay single. In the past 2 decades, there's been a rise of at least 55% in the number of people who live alone. Until the second half of the previous century, most people got married young and lived together for the rest of their lives. Today, most people marry late, divorce, and stay single for years, even decades. One of the top reasons for this is that no one is teaching us the rules of love. Weird, right? With so many books written on it and the films that were made, we still don't know how to build a relationship that will last and satisfy us over time, how to deepen the relationship despite any differences, and how to cope with all the changes we meet along the way. We call this a higher connection. In this course, we're going to learn the basic rules of love relationships, as well as a few tips and tricks. We will talk all about how to use a relationship as a laboratory where you can perfect your approach and learn how to relate to another person in order to achieve that higher connection. You may be asking yourself, wait a minute, why do I need to perfect my approach? So let's get to the first rule to love. Be honest now. How many times did you try to change something about your partner? Good. Now, how many times did this actually work out? Right, because no one wants to be changed. It just doesn't work. I myself made that mistake many times. But I discovered a basic truth, that any change I wish to see in the relationship needs to start from me. I realized that my judgments are always the result of my subjective perspective. So in truth, I'm the one who needs to expand and change how I view my partner, to see them more correctly and accept them just as he or she is. This is a core principle we're going to learn how to implement. Instead of expecting the other person to change, we'll talk about how we can take those reins of change into our own hands and bring the positive change we wish to see in our relationship by changing our own attitude. At the end of the day, it's the only thing that really works. Of course, it must also be accompanied by getting to know each other better, acknowledging each other's needs, and being mutually willing to work on the relationship. This is key. But ultimately, it's only when we're willing to rise above our differences without trying to break the other person that we can build that bridge to a higher connection. So what did we learn in this lesson? We learned why being in a healthy relationship is so important today, and that our relationship can serve us as a kind of laboratory for personal growth, where we can learn how to successfully relate to other people. In the next lesson, we're going to get to know ourselves a little bit better. We'll take a look at our human nature, learn about our impulses, and how we can work with them to bring more harmony into our relationships.